Okay.
2, 1, you're on.
This is Joe Miller, ESPN. Here are your top local stories. Chicago Cubs squared off against the Atlanta Braves Friday at Wrigley. The game was tied 1-1 going into the 8th inning until Matt Caesar decided it was time to make magic happen and knocked his first career grand slam, his second home run of the season, lifting the Cubs past the Braves. The ball game ended with a final score of 6-1. Caesar was brought in to replace an injured Kyle Schwarber after he tore his ACL during an outfield collision at the very beginning of the season. The Cubs continue to own the top spot in the NL Central with a record of 17-6. The White Sox did battle against the Baltimore Orioles Friday night in Camden Yards, Baltimore. The White Sox entered this series riding a 6-game winning streak but have lost consecutive games to the Orioles, whose 9-1 record at Camden Yards is the best home record in the major leagues. The White Sox took a 1-1 lead in the second inning with a triple by Avisail Garcia. White Sox pitcher Carlos Rodon ended the 6 runs, 8 hits, and 7 strikeouts in 7 innings. Orioles took the game in the bottom of the 7th when Nolan Reimold hit a 3-run home run, breaking the 3-3 tie, launching the Orioles to a 6-3 victory over the Chicago White Sox. The Chicago Bears selected Nick Kwiatkowski as their 4th-round draft pick in the NFL Draft. Kwiatkowski is an inside linebacker and acquired in the predetermined trade with the St. Louis Rams. The Chicago Blackhawks were eliminated this week from the NHL playoffs in a close Game 7 loss to the St. Louis Blues in St. Louis. Luke Walton has agreed to be the Los Angeles Lakers' new head coach. Walton spent 9 seasons with the Lakers, including winning 2 championship rings. Walton has been serving as an assistant coach for the Golden State Warriors this season. Golden State granted him permission to interview with the Lakers after their first-round Western Conference playoff series victory over the Houston Rockets. 3 years after his retirement from playing, the 36-year-old Southern California native is back to become the 26th head coach in Lakers franchise history. Damian Lillard scored 28 points to advance the Portland Trail Blazers to the Western Conference semifinals by beating the Los Angeles Clippers 106-103 on Friday night. The Trail Blazers defeated the Clippers in the first-round playoff series 4-2. The NHL fined Washington Capitals forward Tom Wilson $2,404 on Friday for his knee-to-knee hit when Pittsburgh Penguins forward Connor Sheary, sparring him from suspension. Wilson sent Sheary to the ice with his left knee 4 minutes into the 3rd period. The Capitals went on to win the game 4-3 in overtime and took Game 1 on Thursday night. The fine is the maximum amount allowable under the collective bargaining agreement. The Anaheim Ducks fired head coach Bruce Boudreau on Friday, 2 days after their disappointing first-round exit from the NHL playoffs. The Ducks have lost a Game 7 on home ice for 4 consecutive years. I'm Joe Miller, ESPN. If you're like me, you always enjoy a good meal, and Mario's on Division Street in downtown Chicago is just the place for fabulous Italian food. Chef Mario Moltobello personally oversees everything to make it a real special evening for you. There are the nightly pasta selections, rigatoni, mastacholi, or spaghetti with Mario's secret sauce. What's in it? He'll never tell, but I do know the garlic adds a real zing. I guarantee you've never had anything like it, and breath mints are included. Everything is fresh, including bread baked on the premises, and the desserts. Too many to name, but I'm going to order the tiramisu. Mario will make you feel like you've been to Italy right here in Chicago, but please, no singing. Just great food and personal service. For a special occasion or just a great night out, call for reservations. That's 1-800-524-6893, 1-800-524-6893. Bring your appetite. That's Mario's on Division. Mention our station, WLUW, and get free valet parking. We'll see you there at Mario's Restaurant. I am outraged that the Anaheim Ducks would blame Bruce Boudreau for losing Game 7 in the playoffs this year. Getting to the playoffs in 4 years in a row is not easy, but also a triumph in itself. Honestly, it's a very bad move for the organization, and it jeopardizes trust between the players and coaches going forward. They fired a head coach for making the playoffs 4 years in a row. And not only did they make playoffs 4 years in a row, but they won the division championship 4 years in a row. Bruce Boudreau is a good coach. He was a good coach in the Capitals, and when he moved over to the Anaheim, he really brought forth a new sort of energy and excitement to the team. Here's some more credentials on Bruce. He's the fastest coach in the NHL to win 400 wins, But no, and here's another thing. No one is talking about the main guys in the Ducks who are falling flat. Corey Perry didn't even score a goal this playoff, and he was one of their main goal scorers during the regular season. Getzlaf and Perry have been with Bruce the past 4 years, but they don't take any blame for this. Instead, Bruce Boudreau gets fired. I believe the organization is to blame for thinking that they can replace one person, granted a head coach, to make all their problems go away, when in fact it's the players who are on the ice, and it's their job to put the puck in the net. All credit to Nashville, as they're a fantastic team and earned that Game 7 victory.
Sign off.
I'm Joe Miller, ESPN.
Okay. Thank you, Jonas.
I started my timer late.